Willem Dafoe narrates Jennifer Pedom's film, which captures footage of mountains on all 7 continents and the people who climbed them. Mammoth.
Mountain is a lush treat for the senses, scaling great heights, literally, both visually and with its sound.
Jennifer Pedom's film is almost solely footage of mountains on all 7 continents, but what footage? How did they get that shot? Curiosity quickly fades into open-mouthed wonder at the sheer beauty of it all.
Until the parts where the open-mouthed wonder is applied to the insane stunts and feats undertaken by climbers and high-altitude adventurers. But that's pretty cool, too.
All of this is backed by both the Australian Chamber Orchestra, which we see warming up in black and white before the movie proper starts, and narration by Willem Dafoe, who we also see warming up.
Dafoe reads from words written by Robert Macfarlane, whose book Mountains of the Mind inspired the film. The voiceover is a little iffier than the visuals, while sometimes we get interesting information or a nice turn of phrase, at other times it gets a little obvious, almost cliched.
Not that it matters much. The words remain firmly in the background, and are used sparingly, as cinematographer Anon Ozturk's work is placed front and center. The filmmakers used drones, GoPros, footage shot from helicopters and who knows what else to capture all of this.
The magnificence of the mountains, in fact, is a cure-all for anything that might have ailed the film. If there is a pattern to the film, it's to show some lunatic dangling by his fingernails from a sheer rock face, to show us a long shot of how minuscule he is in comparison to the rock he's climbing, truly, just a little dot, and then back to the climber, struggling on.
But it never feels like a sameness sets in, because these mountains are, in addition to being so beautiful, so individual.
Man has only been climbing mountains for sport for about 300 years, we learn. Before that, humans left them alone, nothing good could come from attacking them. But as we moved into cities and away from nature, their call could no longer be ignored. There's some archival footage of people dressed like they're in a Charlie Chaplin movie making climbs.
The watershed moment, of course, was when Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay conquered Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the world. We don't just climb mountains. We conquer them. For some reason, this, Dafoe reads, was what made mountaineering a sport.
Is it still? The film doesn't think so. What was once true adventure is now big business. This isn't exploration, Dafoe says as the camera pulls back to reveal a huge crowd at the base of Everest. It's crowd control. Of course, there are ways to increase the danger. We see several minutes of extreme sports participants riding mountain bikes on razor-thin edges, base jumping, wetsuiting and all manner of other activities that look, truly, insane. Half in love with themselves, Dafoe intones, half in love with oblivion. Toward that end, we see a few spectacular failures. We don't know their outcome, however. Pedom never identifies the people, the mountains, except for Everest, or anything else. The beauty, presumably, is the point.
Fair enough. Mountain isn't a geography lesson. I'm not sure you could even call it a proper film. It's an experience, an imperfect one, but a worthwhile one, too. Rating: PG for perilous sports action, some injury images and brief smoking.